Like, what do we mean by yoga, and what comes to mind when we talk about yoga? And for most of us, um, in our minds comes people doing poses and, Shirshasana, doing headstands, or doing Nataraj pose, or doing, these really flexible yoga poses. And while a lot of yoga is now seen as yoga asana, yoga is it really just asana? But even though it's body exercises, asana is a real awareness of the mind and the body and the breath. And with that connection, an awareness of the soul, of the spirit, of something that which is never changing. And for me, here at Paramatma-Niketan, the yoga that we practice isn't so much about just asana. Yoga is a way of life. It is a way of being. It is how we live. It's how we interact with everyone around us. हमारा जीवन, हमारी पद्धति, हमारी दिनचर्या, हमारे व्यवहार, ये सब योग में आता है. Maharishi Patanjali said, Yogaschitta vritti nirodha. When the Bhagavad Gita says, Yoga karma shukoshalam, or samatvam yoga uchyate, what do we mean? Yoga is that equanimity in our action. Originally, I came from Los Angeles, and I was suffering from an autoimmune disorder. And stress was very difficult for me. And here I am for the last 14 years, and I'm not taking any medication. It's all been the grace of yoga and living a yogic lifestyle. And so I wanted to offer you a beautiful glimpse of yoga at Vermont. We wake up in the morning and we start our day with prayer. And then we do yoga asana. Some people go and take Ganga Snan. Then they go and do the fire ceremony, the yagya in the morning. There's breakfast, sattvic breakfast. And then after that, they've got different series of baths or lectures on the Gita or different yoga courses that happen all throughout the day. And then lunch, and then afterwards in the evening, we have afternoon yoga, meditation, arati, satsang. So we call it dincharya, a flow of the day. And did you know that dincharya is a very important part of a yogic way of living? What time should we wake up? What time should we go to sleep? How should we sleep? How should we wake up? What should we eat? Because inevitably, if you've eaten something that is heavy to digest, it's difficult to sleep. Or if going before you go to bed, you're on your screens or you're on your mobiles, it's difficult to fall asleep. How do we bring in balance into our lives? Because yoga is really about establishing balance. The first pillar is ahar. As we mentioned, what we eat, what we don't eat, how much to eat, when to eat, how to eat. Vihar, having moments in the day where we sufficiently, consciously rest and relax, where we are able to do recreational activities, have hobbies, play, draw, dance, sing, so that we're able to balance the different aspects of our mind, of our brain. And so having hobbies or having times where we are out playing badminton with our friends and having the balanced approach in life is part of yoga. So Vihar creates all of the aspect of conscious relaxation, of recreation, of rest. And the third pillar is achar. It's not the achar like as in pickle achar. It's achar means how we are in our lives. How do we live? What is our schedule? When do we wake up? When do we go to sleep? This is the dincharya we were speaking about, yes? But also when we do our practice, when we do our asana practice, there might not be all asanas that are good for us. What are the asana practices that are really good for us? Depending on whether we have a condition or whether there's certain areas of our body which is more tight than others, or maybe we are trying to work on flexibility on certain areas of our body. So our asana practice might be just tweaked a little bit just to be right for us. So all of that comes into achar. And then the fourth pillar is vichar. And vichar is, for those who speak Hindi, is how we think, is our belief systems. For example, if we think we are not going to be able to do this, what are the chances we're going to be successful at that task? Probably very little, because we've already set ourselves with that thinking, with that belief system. And so vichar is all about the mindset. And of course there's many different tools for that. Yes, so in, for example, vichar, affirmations, like getting up in the morning and really planting seeds of the thought to live in abundance, to live in joy, to live in peace. And so if that's what we want, to wake up in the morning and to set that intention that we want to create a world of love, of peace, of joy. And then we go through our world with that intention. So vichar also can be many different ways of working with our belief systems. It can also include bhavanas, we speak a lot about pratipaksha bhavana, taking a negative way of thinking and bringing it into a positive way of thinking. For example, we go into something and we think, I'm not going to be able to do this. And then maybe the pratipaksha bhavana in that situation could be, well, let me try it this way. And let's see how that goes. Once we manage our lives, and we go out into the world, into our workplaces, or into our colleges or universities or schools, who we are and how we are is also a beautiful example of how much yoga are we really living. Are we giving the fragrance of yoga, of that union, of that harmony, when we are meeting our friends, when we are meeting strangers? That's also a great first step. We speak a lot about at the ashram at Paramarth, which Paramarth means Paramarth. Paramarth means the ultimate meaning. And then here at the ashram, the saints believe the ultimate meaning to be in service of humanity. And not to be serving those who are marginalized or vulnerable, as in they are separate from us, or bichare, like they need some support and we are doing it out of sympathy, but out of a space of empathy, out of a space of oneness. The breath that you take is all part of yoga. Sweat Puja Swamiji is such a beautiful example to me, because whether he's planting a tree or whether he's in the Ganga Aarti, whether he's meeting with people and devotees who have come from all across the world, whether he's feeding the birds, whether he's up in the mountains, whether he's down in the cities, wherever he is, he's living in that sense of union. Every single action that we take, we have an opportunity to allow that action to entangle us or create more karma, or to untangle us, to liberate us. And what I've learned from Parmarth is how can we make every breath, every action, every opportunity to be able to live with an awareness that we are connected to the earth, to the sky, to the trees, to the river. And if we are connected with each other and to all of Mother Nature, then to plant a tree, to take care of our environment, to stop using plastic, to clean up our rivers, to ensure that we have clean air in our cities, to make sure that we turn off the water faucet when we're not using it. This is all part of the yogic way of living. And we don't need to be told in that situation, because we know it's all part of us. And that is yoga. So let us take a few minutes to sit by Ma Ganga and to do a meditation in which we are able to connect with our breath, to merge into that consciousness, and to really unlock the ability to lead our lives from a compulsive state of being to a conscious state of being. Really allowing our actions, our thoughts, and our words to be a key, a doorway into liberation, freedom. And as Puja Sadhuji says, liberation not in another lifetime, but in this lifetime. So when we are sitting and doing asana, when we're sitting and doing pranayam, when we're sitting and doing our meditation techniques, remember always that the opportunity of liberation is available to all of us, and that our yoga practice is not just half an hour or 1 hour or 1 day or 1 week, but it's always on. And how do we be in that state? How do we really merge into that awareness? Let's sit by Ma Ganga and let's meditate for a few minutes and really experience that union, which will allow us to carry forward into our actions and into who we are. Jai Ganga.
Let's close our eyes and take a deep breath in. Slowly let it go. And just stay present with the breath as it moves in and out of the body. Just watching the breath like the waves of the river Ma Ganga. Each inhale and exhale like the waves of the river. Begin to witness how the flow of prana is very similar to the flow of Ma Ganga. Just like the sacred waters of the river cleanse the body, cleanse the mind, so too the sacred flow of the life energy of the prana cleanse the body and cleanse the mind. And as you watch the breath, bring your attention to the base of the nostrils, breathing in from the base of the nostrils to the third eye. And then as you exhale from the third eye down through the base of the nostrils, breathing in and out, in and out, becoming mindful of the number of times the breath moves in and out, much like cars moving in and out of a garage. How many times does the breath move in and out? Keeping a count of the fingers without opening the eyes. Allow the breath to now move with your awareness from the navel center up to the third eye. And then as you exhale from the third eye, down just a few inches below the navel center. Breathing in from the navel center to the third eye, and out from the third eye just below the navel center. Breathing in from the Manipur chakra to the Agya chakra, and breathing out from the Agya chakra down through to the Swadhisthana chakra. Breathing in, moving up spine. Exhaling out, moving down. Continue on out. Imagine that in this process you are sweeping the energy centers, notice how you become more mindful of the flow of prana. Notice how you become more mindful of the flow of prana. Notice how that awareness of the movement of the breath is much like a Ganga Snan, taking a bath in the sacred waters of Ma Ganga. And so meditation is like sacred dip in Ma Ganga, cleansing and purifying our chitta, allowing us to feel more connected, more clear, more conscious, more alive. With a sense of gratitude, with a sense of unconditional love, Gratitude to the divine for giving us this sacred flow without even us being consciously aware. The breath is always on. The river is always flowing. With deep gratitude for this flow of life. Take a deep breath in. Slowly let it go. Whenever you're ready, and rub your palms. And bring that heat to your eyes. Open the eyes. And bring that energy to the whole body. And whenever you're ready, slowly and gently open the eyes.